In the summer of 1939, director Zheng Junli, one of the founders of Chinese cinema, came to Qinghai to make a documentary movie, Long Live the Nation, which reflected the lives of people of all ethnic groups in northwest China during the war. As a local cultural official in Qinghai, my father was also invited to join the film crew and traveled with them to the Jinyintan grassland on the shores of Qinghai Lake. The film crew was stationed in the compound of the family of Tong Chuhu, the head of 1,000 households in Jinyintan, and they ate and lived with Tong Chuhu's family. In this area, Tong Chuhu was the richest. His family had a 2-story building in the courtyard which was very grand. In the movie, they had to shoot scenes of sheep herding. Naturally, the family of the head of the 1,000 households had the most sheep, and the third daughter of Tong Chuhu, Zhuo Ma, was chosen to be the shepherdess. Also need a sheep helper. Looking for Tibetans in the test shot is always not the director's intention. Zheng Junli, in a hurry, simply let my father put on a Tibetan robe, acting as a helper, and Zhuo Ma with the sheep. In the endless grassland, 2 horses galloped happily, the sound of hooves like a beautiful song. Father seemed to blend into the green. Paris has become a distant past. With the beautiful Zhu Ma side by side galloping in the grassland, there is an indescribable feeling of beauty. Father felt like in a dream. While driving the sheep, he inadvertently cracked a whip on the ass of Miss Zhuo Ma's horse, which startled and galloped violently. Zhuo Ma let out a cry of surprise and looked back as if she was angry and happy. They continued to drive the sheep, and not long after, Zhuo Ma quietly slipped behind my father, gently whipped in my father's back, just a whip of vengeance. The movie was shot here for 3 days. Zheng Junli also brought a projector. To the evening, the film crew hung up a small screen in the old Triangle City to show the movie to everyone. Still in the primitive state of the pastoral area, no one has seen the movie so amazing things. People riding horses, riding camels from all directions from far away. It was not yet dark, and the area around the Triangle City ruins was already crowded with people. A white curtain was hung between 2 poles erected. People waited for that magical moment to come. For the people on the prairie, it was nothing short of ecstasy. There were too many people, scattered all over the grassland. More than 1,000 Mongolian and Tibetan herdsmen came, and the front of the curtain was full of people, and the back was also full of people. Those who stood at a distance could not see it, so they rode on their horses to watch it. My father rode on a horse with Zhu Ma and watched the movie. Later, someone asked my father, "How can you 2 watch a movie while riding on a horse?" The father replied, "You can figure out for yourself how you should watch the movie." To the 3rd day of the film crew completed the task of filming, the camel caravan set off to return to Jining. Zhuo Ma's family rode on horseback to see them off and has been sent a long way or reluctant to go back. Father rode on the camel, could not stop turning back to wave goodbye to them. The distant, vast, and quiet grasslands and the beautiful figure of the girl in front of his eyes flashed, the grasslands running wild. The girl raised the whip, especially unable to forget the whip that landed on his back. Thinking of that scene, he suddenly had a thumping feeling, as if he could feel the breeze flashing in his ears when the whip fell. A prairie love song in that faraway place came to life in his heart. The song is composed with the European 7-tone scale tuning rarely seen in Han Chinese folk songs. Beautiful lyrical upper and lower phrases, simple and concise picaresque lyrics, natural harmony, and vivid and smooth melody, which is much loved by singers. This song, filled with the romantic imagination of a Han Chinese youth, has the conditions to be extolled because of its artistic height, and has become a Chinese vocal artwork that transcends geography, era, language, and race. After the performance in Xining, the song went viral and quickly spread around. After this, My father went to Jinyin many times to collect folk songs, and each time he stayed in the house of Tong Kuhu. Every morning, my father and Juo Ma rode their horses to the far grassland to find folk singers to collect folk songs, and he would return very late at night. When he came back at night, he would sit under the butter lamp and organize the folk songs he collected during the day, and when he encountered something he didn't understand, he would ask Juo Ma to explain it to him. My father would often tell Tong Ku about the outside world, suggesting that he absorb Han Chinese and other ethnic groups to the grasslands. Han Chinese can grow vegetables, build houses, and make furniture, and only when all ethnic groups blend together and make up for each other will everyone's lives improve and the grasslands become better. In that faraway place is the father's thanks to the family of Tong Ku Hu, as well as his thoughts and admiration for the beautiful girl, Juo Ma. During that period, my father also recorded and organized the Kazakh folk songs Mayila and Dudar and Maria with the Kazakh women workers in the Xining Yiyuan factory. During the Lanzhou and Qinghai period, some of the songs he compiled, many of which were published in the songbook Northwest Songs published by the Gansu Provincial Department of Education, and with the circulation of this booklet, his songs unknowingly traveled to Chongqing, from where they spread further afield. When my father adapted and wrote these Xinjiang folk songs, he had not yet been to Xinjiang and sometimes made ridiculous mistakes. In the song I'll Wait for You Until Daybreak, which he wrote as a Kazakh folk song, he saw on a map that there was a Tarim River in Xinjiang and thought that the Kazakhs were a people who lived by water and grass and grazed their animals along the river. So he wrote the lyrics, "The water of the Tarim River is rushing and the lonely geese are flying around the sky." But in fact, he didn't know that there were no Kazakhs in the Tarim River region of Xinjiang. In fact, he did not realize that there were no Kazakhs in the Tarim River basin in Xinjiang. In fact, during this period of time, my father's main creation was still anti-war songs. Although Qinghai is a relatively closed inland province located in the frontier, but in the mobilization of all the people, resistance to the end, money, power to contribute. Under the call of the people of all ethnic groups in Qinghai anti-Japanese enthusiasm, the local parents sent their own flesh and blood to the front line of the anti-Japanese resistance to fight with the Japanese invaders, and has made great achievements in the war. In all parts of Qinghai, the scenes of fathers sending their sons and wives sending their husbands to join the anti-Japanese army touched my father from time to time. The song, Sending Husband to the Expedition, written by him, depicts such scenes. The song, We Are the Anti-Japanese Expeditionary Army, was also written for the mini-opera Song of the Desert. The songs he composed, such as Love Children and Grandchildren, Love China More, War Horse Song, Young Willow Leaves Are Green, and Salvation March, served to inspire the whole nation to unite against the Japanese at that time. He even wrote a lot of practical songs, such as Song of Road Construction, which is a song about the construction of the Qinghai-Tibet Highway. Song of Eating is a song about saving food. He also wrote the Song of Weaving, a song about saving food, and the Song of Loving Clothes, a song about cherishing clothes. In addition, he also wrote songs to promote the cultural development of Qinghai, such as Getting Up Early, Graduation Song, Forestation Song, Literacy Campaign Song, Hygiene Song, Qinghai King, Mountain High and Water Long, Yang Li Du, Mongolian Serenade, and so on.